My name is George Prout. I'm Chief Marketing Officer for Gems One. Along with me today is John Dupont, who's our territorial sales representative for TOLA. And we're talking with our friend and customer, Robert Greer from Melancon Jewelers. Robert, how are you today?
No, I'm doing very well. Thank you.
Hey, we appreciate you coming to chat with us. I should say by way of introduction that we first started working with Robert's father-in-law. In fact, John, when did you start with Melancon Jewelers?
2012 or 11. 12, 11.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep. And then, of course, over the course of time, Richard's daughter had the good sense to marry Robert, and Robert came into the business. And actually, Robert, when did the transition occur where you actually took over running the family business?
So officially, I've been an owner 1 year now. So I actually made my 1 year anniversary on August 1st. So.
Oh, that's outstanding. But when did you actually go to work at Melancon, though? How many years ago was that?
So 2014 is when I started.
So a couple of years after we started. And if you could just give us a sense, obviously there are a lot of jewelry companies who you can work with. And if from a viewpoint of 40,000 feet, why Gems One? What are we doing that makes you want to work with us?
Well, yeah, I would say the one thing that I've learned over the last 10 years of working with you guys, or watching my father-in-law work with you guys as well, is that you guys have a good sense of how to connect us as a retailer with the customer. It's not just selling us merchandise and leaving us to figure out how to sell that to the customer. You guys have a great marketing strategy. You always seem to be on point with trends, and not only trends, you mix that with the classics, and then giving us a way to deliver that message to the customer to get them to come back. You guys are always looking for that next, what's next? How do you get that pre-bridal customer in your store? How do you get the post-bridal customer back into your store? So you guys are a full service vendor, as I would call it, compared to many other vendors that we have done business with, and that some we do continue to. It's a different relationship. It's more of a customer vendor. You guys are I hear from John more often than anybody, any of my other sales vendors. And it's more checking in, or just, hey, why don't you try this out? Or here's an idea somebody else is doing. And then some of the ideas that he and I share, he shares with other, customers as well. So it's just a good relationship.
On that point, one of the things that we take pride in, and that we tell prospective customers, is the fact that we look at our customers' business holistically. We're not there to just have them sell our stuff. Fortunately, we've been lucky to typically be one of the top one or two vendors in a store. And so we share ideas regardless of whether or not they have anything to do with Gems One. Would you characterize that statement as being accurate?
Yeah, it's very accurate. But I want to point out too, to mention, as a new store owner and watching my father-in-law do it for the last 10 years, let's not kid ourselves. It's all about turn, right? You want the inventory that you get into your store, you want to turn. So if it's not turning, regardless of how well you guys do on marketing or whatever, you're probably not going to continue that relationship. So you guys have been consistently our top turners. So that's why, we keep coming back. And part of that is the marketing, of course, but also it's the jewelry itself. I mean, let's not kid as far as the quality is concerned, how it's made, and just people keep coming back for it. We sell consistently through Gems One every year.
In fact, John, if I could ask you to comment, I know that when we analyze the data from our customers, Melancon in particular does extraordinarily well with the mixables program, which are the really very inexpensive rings. I mean, you're talking a $249, $299 type price point product. Can you give us any anecdotes about how Melancon has been moving through our goods, and the fact that, I think they reorder all the time. Whether you're calling them or not, they're still placing reorders. But tell us about your experiences there.
Well, it reminds me of one time I walked into their store. They had a little sign out there with mixables. It must have been around Valentine. And when I walked in, I couldn't get up to the counter because there were a group of men standing in line behind the mixable counter wanting to say, my wife saw that you had these mixables, these stackable bands, and I wanted to get one because she said she wanted one of those. So they were selling it. There would be one guy after the other walking up with the same story. So, it was kind of a great introduction as to I was kind of new at the time, how powerful we were in that business. But that's not the only thing they sell now. Today, they are selling everything from bridal to True Reflections, which is one of their highest turning items, to mixables, which we've added to. And, they've even found a couple of pieces that we don't even promote, but they sell the heck out of. And I'm proud of them. I'm proud of what they're doing, and proud of Robert and the way that he's taken over and really is driving the store. Richard did a great job too, though, but he's a terrific guy.
Hey,
great
and
family.
Robert, if I can ask, since you are turning a lot of our products, can you describe the relative durability of our products, particularly some of these lower priced items that often when jewelers sell lower priced items, they kind of hold their breath hoping that it's going to hold together. In general, what's been your experience about the durability and the manufacturing quality of what we sell?
Yeah, well, I'll start off by saying we have 3 bench jewelers here on staff. So they like your product because it doesn't come back hardly ever. There are a few things, silver chains or something like that, but that's a quick and easy fix. But outside of that, honestly, again, 2 things that we look at as a retailer is turn and durability, because we want to make sure the customer is happy with the product, they come back. Our whole goal and with the Gems One family is the pre-bridal, continuing them to bridal and then post-bridal customers. So if you sell them, a $99 necklace or a silver ring for Valentine's Day, and it's durable, they're going to come back and look at your bridal. So that's very important to us.
And another question that comes to my mind, because you're talking about turn, my sense is that you generally don't stock large amounts of specific SKUs. You'll stock a piece or two, but then reorder it constantly. Can you comment on how, in general, the reorder services, particularly late in the game, like close to Christmas, when a lot of suppliers are running out of stuff? What have you found with us on the items that you're promoting?
Well, 2 things lately. One, your new website is phenomenal. It's the quickest reorder out of all of my vendors. It's so easy. It's accurate. So what we order is coming in. You guys very rarely, a second thing that I would say that you guys do that no other vendor does, you guys send out what is in stock and what potentially will be out of stock so you can get it now. Like you guys are sending heads up, hey, this is a hot item. This is probably, go check your stock right now to see if you have it. Very, very important, especially during the fall. Sometimes we're in the thick of it. Mr. Richard always tell me, it's like, your problem as an owner is you're working in the business, not on the business. You guys are actually assisting us work on the business during the fall, which is our busiest time. So that is key. Those reports that you guys send us out, that helps me out. I'm like, okay, I got to get my reorder in, or I have to, let me check my True Reflections. Let me check my Rhythm of Love. Let me check my stackables. Very, very important. And then you guys are, Johnny on the spot when it comes to an item that you need, or even a custom. Like we've done a couple of the stackables with chocolate diamonds, so on and so forth. A couple of weeks it's in. So as far as reorders, you guys have taken it up, several notches with this website, and then even calling in to the office you guys are crazy, just like we are during the fall. But you rarely miss when I reorder a particular item.
Hey, and one last thing, since I know that you do use our print materials, there's so many jewelers who have come to believe that direct mail does not work. And the reason they believe that is because they've done manufacturer-driven direct mail pieces and consumers haven't come. And it's hard for us to explain why what we do is different. Can you just describe the response rates that you get when you send out a Gems One flyer at Christmas or Valentine's Day? What happens?
Well, I can't tell you the science behind it, but I can tell you it works. We've looked at many different.
Start coming.
Absolutely. They almost immediately, as soon as John tells me, okay, it's going to hit this Tuesday, Wednesday, they're in here with a flyer telling us they got it circled. You know, this is what the wife wants. Do you have it? So on and so forth. So it's almost immediate impact. And since we've been with you guys, it's almost an expectation. I mean, I don't even know if I can stop the flyer, you know, because I would have people coming in like, hey, I didn't get your stuff. In fact, I did have some customers who had some issues with mail that said, hey, I didn't get your flyer. No, well, they came in the store, so I gave them one right there on the counter. But our customers are almost waiting for it, you know.
Well, that's great to hear. John, anything you want to add regarding what Robert's been saying about the relationship?
It's just that I think Robert is doing a fantastic job of really managing the business, and he's already reaching new heights. Richard did a great job bringing it up to this point. I think Robert and Richard would agree too. Robert has the energy now to take it to a different level, and he is doing it.
Well, that
so
is
kudos to you, Robert.
I got to say, Robert, I started working with your father-in-law back in the 90s. And, I love the family. I love what you guys do. I'm impressed with what you've done. And we really do appreciate you talking with us today. So have a great day, John. Thank you very much. And hopefully this will help a few prospects get a better idea of what it's like to be a GEMS 1.
Thank you, Robert.
So again, thanks very much, guys. Have a great day.
Thank you, guys.